Hello YouTube! It's been a while since I've been on camera with my face. I've done some streaming off and on again, but it's been a while since I've done an actual video. So today it's a good one. It is the Munchkin Big Box Unboxening. I kickstarted the crap out of this like 6 months ago, and it finally arrived. And I tell you, I popped the box open just to make sure it's all there, but I have not opened anything of it yet. So let's go ahead and take these out. One box is just for the loot because the stretch goals went bananas. Out. Out. Out, I say. There we go. Here, hold that. This thing is gigantic. Look, it's bigger than my head, and I got a big ass head. It is, I'd say, taller. I can't see it right now. It is taller than the boxes that we had. It's over there, off screen. Over. See, it's over there. Just turn it around. It's fine. But the boxes that we had before, it seems to be a bit taller than even those, and those are some big boxes. And this is also filled with swag. This is filled with more swag. This is all the non-card swag. On the back here, it tells you contains over 700 cards, and that is a drop in the bucket of what we actually get for these. So, as normal unboxing goes, I'm going to open these up here in front of you. And show you just the opening of the components, taking off plastic, stuff like that, for all the people that really enjoy the removal of plastics. Oh yeah. Here, I'll even move it down some. The embossing on the box is very nice. They really went all out with this, and like every single stretch goal was met. It was crazy. To the point where I believe they had to redesign the box to hold all of the stuff that they were going to send us. So I just got a very, very slight dent on the other box there, but I ain't complaining. The Koblix Munchkin Miscellany has a bunch of like drawings from Kova. How to draw a flower. Some comic pages, looks like. I'll have to go through and see what those are. Oh, it's going through some of his other stuff with like doing the guest artist editions on some of the stuff that he hadn't done Munchkin wise that other artists had done the originals for. The Munchkin Hall of Fame. Oh, these are great. You could put names on these, and it has a bunch of like superlatives like you have for high school. Most monsters defeated in one combat. Most deaths in a single game. Corey gets this one. I just watched an episode the other day where I recalled that I had killed him once 4 times in one game. Most cards played on the monster side when the monsters win. Winner of last game. I might have to take some of these and then just like put them on the board. and like keep filling them in as time goes by when we play. The next game that we play on the channel here will be in a few days when we're playing with all of this stuff. Well, maybe not that, but still. There's a Munchkin lanyard. Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. There's a patch. I don't know what I have that I would put a patch on, but this is cool as heck. Oh, wait. It's Velcro! That is badass. And then oh, these are rules for Munchkin for all of the various miscellaneous things like loaded deck instructions, Munchkin fairy dust rules. I'll have to go, when I open these, I'll go through all of those. Silica gel. I got Munchkin stuff in a pack of chiclets. Don't worry, cats won't get those. It's going in the box with the rest of the stuff I'm throwing away from this. A Munchkin challenge coin. Nice. Now when you're at a game store, you can throw down a challenge coin like you're at a bar with sailors. That's coming out of the thing right now. There. A looks like 19mm Munchkin head die. That'll be cool. And a really neat little lapel pin. I want to take it out of here so there's no glare so I can show it to the camera. Come on, focus. There we go. Look at that. That is a sweet scene right there. That's a nice enamel pin in relief there. That's cool. All right, I think. Oh, more stuff. That's it. Little dry erase marker. I assume that's for the winner of last game things there. Looks like playmats in here. Oh man. There's so much stuff in here, I forget what all of the stretch goals were, and so I don't even get to, I'm still surprised by all of this. I have to lay these out to get flat anyway, but the Munchkin Big Box playmat with the finishing on the sides. Grace hand, steed vehicle, armor, footgear, class, other stuff. Unslotted treasures, unequipped items. This is good stuff. It's a regular playmat though. It's not like the Spike and Flower where it has a cheat slot though. And with the finishing on the side, I won't have to lay them out as much to get them to flatten out. Now this is a dice rolling thing. This is basically just for Corey. We can put this together here. I think it'd be a little cooler if there were magnets, but it is just snaps. There we go. Gary. Now we got that. Corey can roll dice in it and not have to carry them off the table. If you hear pitter-pattering around, Sam is right behind the camera. And to the side. Aren't you, buddy? Hi, baby. But I can tuck that under, burrito style. put that back on there. And in my regular unboxing style, once I open the cards, I will turn it off, pick out a few that deserve a shout out, and come back and show you the rest later on, when I might even be wearing a different shirt. One more superlative. Victim of the most curses. You know, okay, that's what I'm gonna have to do on the big board, is like put some of these on there and keep a tally during the games, so that we can make sure to put them up there correctly. Nope, that's not a box for you, Samuel. All right, I mostly got the Munchkin swag back in there. Challenge coin and decking instructions not included in that because I'm going to move them from this box. Oh yeah. The Munchkin Big Box Rule Book, I'm going to have to read that. I'm not going to just sit here and read it in front of you. I'll just go through some of the nice art here. Like dungeons, kilometers and stuff, using the kilometers. This is going to give a few decent clarifications on some stuff, I think. Things that we've been just kind of assuming for years. Stickers! Because it's 3rd grade! Move this slightly up. There you go. Now you can at least see my eyes, but you can't see my wild ass hair. Plutonium Dragon. I don't know where I'm going to put those stickers. This is going to be fun, though. The playmat. Oh, this is the extra playmat. It has room for dungeons, for side quest discards, Munchkin bosses and their discards. So that's like a secondary playmat. And this is the regular playmat, which we've seen a bunch of these. It's just a variation on a theme, but I think it looks pretty cool. I like the room with the big pile of swag at the end there. And like down in 1 through 4, you're still outside. So put that there. It does come with 2 kilometers. Big box kilometers. I like that it comes with 2. It knows that we need 2 of them. There's the back sides. Whoop. Back side. Front side. Some bookmarks. And this, the Andrew Hackard bookmark of the Red Pen of Doom, R.I.P. It does say in loving memory of Andrew Hackard on there, if you could see that. There you go. The official Munchkin bookmark of being obnoxiously outfitted. Many coats of arms is. I'll go through the rules on the back half here. I'll have to work to it. Miserly mopping. Sam, get back here. Miserly mopping. Not moping, mopping. The helpful haunted hand. I'll assume that has something to do with reloading some dice. And powerful pets, just like Samuel here. Now, we get into the actual big box of it all. as you can see down in here is the normal sized insert that was in the collector boxes that Tank got me, and there's about an extra inch of clearance here, so the big box is in fact bigger. So all of the that's interesting. I'll have to see what that's about. But all of the stretch goal stuff is individually packaged. Here's the Munchkin bosses. Here is all blank cards. It says Goth Boots on that one, which is a card that already exists. The Blood Red Dice. Like, some of these are going to be doubles, obviously. But these, I'll have to figure out what these are. Because it says Munchkin, it has a picture of Spike, but it has some extra space at the top, and they are taller than the standard cards. I'm going to have to look into that and see what that actually is. And I'll tell you about it. Dungeons. I believe these are both of the original dungeon expansions just put together. I might not even break the plastic on these. The Spike enamel pin. This is pretty cool. Meeples! This is one of the things I was excited about because we were trying to get one of the stretch goals was like it was little standees, and then it was the plastic meeples, and then it was the wooden meeples, and we got the wooden meeples. Here's Unnatural X, Druid Fluid. Like I said, some of these are going to be doubles. The ones on the bottom here. Halfling with original art. Knee pads of Allure with the new wording. Short wide armor. Familiar stuff, familiar stuff. Monster Child familiar. Casting couch familiar. Put that over there, put that over there. Side quests. I believe this is both of the side quest expansions. Again, I might not even take those out of the plastic. And we have some 19mm dice. This was a point of contention because we got the 16mm dice unlocked, and they said, oh, if you raise more, we'll upgrade it to the jumbo D6 dice, which anybody worth their Munchkin salt already has. So they had a poll on what they wanted it to be upgraded to, and everybody said the 19mm swirly dice with the Munchkin heads. And so that's what we got. So good on them for actually listening to their people. But I really wanted to take a look at, and here's those instruction cards again. I'll put those in here. Look at that, and the blue one came out first. I called blue for life a long time ago. But these are, they're well made. They look just like Spike. They look just like Spike. There's one each of the 6 main colors for Spike and for Flower. And so I'll put those away. I'll have them set up here in a little bit. A little bit for you, probably a long bit for me. And this challenge coin, which, man, I just want to keep this with me all the time now. So that's how all the components. I'm going to go through all of the new cards and point out my favorites. I'll probably have some of them written down on ye old big board over here. But for now, this is part 1 of the big unboxing. So I'll see you in like 1 second for you, and probably like a day for me. Hi, welcome back. As you could see, it's been a while for me, but no time for you, so mazel. It's time for the box unbeginning, where I break down some of the stuff that I've seen. So, things I was right about, things I was wrong about. One, these are dividers, so you can put them in the box and divide between genres, between stacks of cards that you have, between the various like kinds of cards that you'll be using throughout your game. Package liquids. And it fell down in the box. There we go. And these are, in fact, just the 2 side quest expansions, so I'm not even going to open this one. There's a few of these I'm not going to open because they're just rehashes of things that already exist. I still love this challenge coin. Now, the first ones are that we have Munchkin, Unnatural X, and Clerical Errors as the main cards that you get with the set. That would be these. Ta-da! So I'm not going to put these into the deck to just have 2 of some of the most concentrated and well-known and used cards in the entire oeuvre. So we're going to put those back in there. Those are fine. We do have some new cards, and some of them are new to having fantasy backs. So they're going to be cards from other sets for the most part, except that some of them have different wording. And for some reason, 2 bats. I really don't get just having 2 bats make it over from the other one. That's a little weird to me. But so you're going to have cards like Temporary Inanity, the Fisher King, the Flat Screen Monitor. It's a lizard. The Hipster Hireling, Merchant Hireling. There's a few hirelings in here. Return to Normality, which is not a curse, not a trap, not a disaster. It just turns you into a human. So, ta-da! Hench Monster, which was a promo card previously. And then a whole bunch of portals, which, again, these are the 2 portal expansions for Fantasy Munchkin, so I'm not going to open these to concentrate those more. We already have enough dungeons. But I am fully on board with having more portals. Changing the dungeon more often is more fun, so I'm going to put the portals back. I'm going to add in the portals. I believe there were 16 in each expansion, so there'll be 32 total here. And then we have like the Jumping Spider, the Suspiciously Simple Portal, Evil Twin. I'm always on board for having more of those. Clone, Evil Twin, whatever. We'll get into some of the more dastardly things that are in here in a few. That there. Stuff to get sent in. The Arch Foe. That's a monster I wanted to highlight because the original bad stuff in the Munchkin, Super Munchkin version was based on the fact that you were given 2 cards from each deck to start the game. But since they changed those rules to 4 from each deck to start the game, his bad stuff was terribad. It was die and come back with 1 card from each deck. This one is 2 cards from each deck. So it's still half of your starting, but it's not like the crazy. So I'm going to keep in both because technically that's 2 monsters with 2 different bad stuff. And if you want to have that extra, level of badness, look for the Super Munchkin one, and then this one comes later. The plot device, which is one of my favorite cards from Super Munchkin. There we go. One of my favorite cards from Super Munchkin, and it makes it so that you're either winning or losing by one, depending on what combat you throw it in and what you want it to be. And my absolute favorite card art, second favorite card art from Super Munchkin, the boomerang, because it's so low tech, it's so much fun. But we get things in here like the battering ram, which takes 4 hands, castor oil, celebrate Munchkin Day, flower power, clockwork dragon, which I believe is new and adds +8 to a dragon. The chillax, always up for a good pun. The lighter of smiting, which was a promo until recently. Is it the lighter of smiting, and then the +3 bonus to undead only, or against undead only for an item of smiting. So you could have the lighter of smiting. And I believe Corey had that once in an episode a few years ago. Play a go up a level card, just, Inception like. Water resistant potions, buy blood red dice, fairy dust, dark compact, meaningless escape, blood time. So there's a bunch from like Bites and Super and a few other expansions just kind of mixed in here, but now with fantasy backs, so you never know when they're going to come up. And so we'll put those right there. And then the thing that I thought was just various instruction cards, it is instructions for the loaded deck, which is this. It's just 10 cards that give you different effects based on what turn it is, not what level anyone is. But it also comes with this die, which I thought was just a regular die. It is a loaded die. So I have to keep this one very, very separate and tell the guys about it immediately upon start of a game next time. And so whenever you're on, say, level 1 or turn 1, then you do the stuff for turn 1, turn 2, obviously, blah, blah, blah. And most of them involve, when something happens, roll the loaded die. And so it's... the bounce on that was crazy. So most of the time it's going to land 4 through 6. And therefore the bonuses that someone gets for these turn-based bonuses is going to be higher than it would be normally. There's always that chance that you'll roll a loaded die and you'll get a 1 for some effing reason. But we'll put that there. We'll keep that right next to it. This, with the fairy dust instructions on top of it, which is a very fun card to have, by the way, because the little paper one is shown its age. But it is, in fact, fairy dust. But they're shiny, and they're kind of foily, but they're not curved. They're not bent like the other ones are. They didn't have any curling effects to them, so I can actually finally replace my fairy dust and put them away, probably between 2 books for the rest of time, and see if they ever flatten out. But, it comes with the sparkly good fairy, obviously, so I'll shuffle her in, but I wanted to show that off as well. And then the big thing that I wanted to get to was boss monsters. Boss monsters. Munchkin bosses. Now, the thing is, all of this is just like monster enhancers, but the minimum is level 20 on the monster when you play it, and like 18, 15. Like 15 seems to be the minimum. And the one at the top is the bossiest, or the biggest bad. Minimum level 30. You have to enhance something to 30 before you can actually play this card, but it's a plus 20 to a boss monster. So these are some crazy, crazy stuff in here, and I want to keep them as kind of a as a surprise. Get in there. There we go. But the big box rules are basically the regular rules, but all concentrated, which is very nice. Finishing and starting the game. Super Munchkin half-breed, blah, 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 blah. First player to reach level 10 wins, but you must reach level 10 by killing a monster unless a card specifically allows you to win otherwise. If you are playing with side quests and bosses, there are other ways to win. So it is just like the concentrated version of the rules for the last 24 years since Munchkin came out in 2001. Side quest curses, running away death. Bosses. It's a little hot in here, sorry. Using boss cards is optional. They are neither doors nor treasures, and can't be added to your hand or examined by effects that allow you to search through the decks or discards. Important clarification. Everything else is a deck, and so we have been able to look through things that say go through the deck, blah, 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 and included things like fairy dust and side quests and stuff like that. So at any point during the game, instead of kicking down the door, you may declare that you want to fight a boss. If you are using the listening at the door faster play rule, do this at the very first act on your turn. As usual, we don't play with that rule. So when you call for a boss fight, turn over the top card of the boss deck. You cannot receive a boss from the discards unless a boss card itself says to do so. Most of the boss cards are special monster enhancers. These cards have both a level modifier and a minimum level. A few have other effects. Follow those directions. Once you have resolved the effects of the boss card, turn over cards from the door deck until you encounter a monster. That's interesting. Discarding all non-monster cards as you go. Effects that let you draw from the door discards only work if the top discard is a monster. Effects that let you preview the door deck as work as normal, but if only one of the cards you find is a monster, you must take that card. So feline, if you draw, then draw again, it is now the second card draw until you get a monster. So you get to keep that first one, you just get to keep going. Figure out the monster's level, including any non-boss modifiers as normal. Then add the base boss modifier to the monster's level. So that minimum level 15, now it's a level 15 goldfish with this plus 10 modifier on it. If the total doesn't reach the boss's minimum level, add the base boss modifier. Okay, I get it. A plus 10 to monster means that the monster has to be minimum level 15 after that. So in this case, the goldfish would be now level 11, which is not minimum 15. If the boss's minimum level, use the minimum instead. So it would be now a level 15 goldfish, but that boss modifier adds into it. Apply any other bonuses or penalties, including those on the boss card itself, to the modified level. Once a boss fight begins, nothing ends it until one side or the other wins. No cards or other abilities will dismiss the boss. Ooh, doggy. Move it to another player.
Oh, move it to another player. And so, okay, that was a comma, not a period on that sentence. Other monsters in the same fight are not bosses, even if the boss has a mate, and may be affected as in any other monster fight. So you can move the mate or evil twin of a boss, but the first boss still stays and fights Corey. A monster that says it will not fight you ignores that instruction when it is a boss. Bosses always fight. A boss is not vulnerable to an automatic kill condition. You have to take it down the hard way. No draw and strike. No orcs. You can't eat the level 15 goldfish for a boss. You must fight the boss alone, and you cannot be forced to accept a helper. On the other hand, you can't fight a boss if you're suffering from a curse or bad stuff that forces you to ask for help. You have to get rid of that effect first. If you kill the boss, you win the game immediately. So theoretically, you could do this on the first turn if you've got some crazy stuff. On the other hand, if you cannot kill a boss, then you have proved your inferiority. Instead of rolling to run away from the boss, lose a level automatically. You don't lose a level if you are already the lowest level or tied for lowest, because you're suffering enough. If there are other monsters in the fight, run away from them normally after dealing with the boss. In the unlikely event that you run out of boss cards in the boss deck, shuffle them back in to create your new boss deck. So it's a fight, it's a normal fight, except it's big and bad, and it can let you win the game. So I can see that being slightly abused by somebody whose first initial is Corey. And so that is going to be one of those things that we try out. Maybe something that we bring in every once in a while just to shake things up, like we do with the Munchkin Omicon, because it just kind of owns the room when it's in play. So the bosses will definitely make their debut next episode. But after that, we'll just have to see how it plays and how it gets potentially abused. So that's the unboxing for the Munchkin Big Box. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you want to see genre-wise. Any questions about gameplay, anything like that. Just interact with us. Let us know what you want to hear, and I'll do my best to make that happen. So in the meantime, tune in next time. Be sure to like, share, favorite, subscribe, pay it forward, send us money, be excellent to each other, and we'll see you next time.